My support for him is because I believe that any attempt to alter the leadership of the House is an attempt to keep back governance and to endanger our democracy. Natikova has been a very good leader. He has not been a guy who has used that position to launch attack on any branch of the government. To the contrary, he has done everything that he needs to do to keep a working relationship between the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Those who are talking about it, anyway, I'm telling you now, they have no strength to even bring it on the floor of the House. I want to let you know.
So you are admitting, Chairman, but please allow us to just go into different.
This issue is very sensitive. If you just let me learn, so that
okay, go ahead.
Those who are pushing this out are the very people who want to see the House the way it was in the last two legislature. We have tried, and as you are aware, to insist on the audit of the House. There are forces who believe that should not happen, and because we are pushed. Last week, I informed them, as I speak to you, I have a letter on the speaker desk. I informed them that will be my last try, that if I make any more attempt to call for the audit of the House and to ask the central bank to get detail of all of the payment that was made to the legislature, if I fail, I'll go to court. They have begun to feed her. Funati is part of this push for transparency. And to scare him off, or to scare his people off, they are going out now to do their bidding in the media. But as far as the House is concerned, I'm not saying this. I'm not a member of the CBC block. I'm not a member of the Funati. Know what I know. Those who are talking this, they can only talk it outside. On the floor of that legislature, they have no power to bring anything there that talks about removal of the speaker. There are people, I told you, there are people in the legislature, they are in a minority. They are mainly United Party people.
Liberians are dying, no money in the hospitals. We use 75,000 to procure ID card. No one can talk about it. The press, more will be talked. I want not point to your thing about it. But I think it's important.
How much you think
they're not alleged. Get a check ask me. How much you think? Just go to United validate. Come back.
How much you think should be used? How much you think should be used?
75,000 was placed for the purchasing on the land, budget land, for ID card and electronic land for the chamber. But surprisingly, they're saying to the chairperson is saying to us that he used the 75,000 to process ID card. So you know about ID card in Liberia.
One might be listening and then they don't know the chairperson. So
but why you want to say one might be saying you are pursuing our election? The chairperson person might go to the me and say yes. Or the chairman have go to the come and say yes.
Thank you so much.
Go to the night come and say yes.
And also
I will follow you. I go.
The chairman become made mention
of how you want to validate my argument or you want to elect. Go validate the argument from the man.
And he also made some
hello. Please go and validate from the chairman.
Allegedly, we have hearing that 75,000 was proposed in this retreat for just ID card or staff of the legislature. How true is that information?
Please repeat yourself because I don't understand.
We all heard Honorable James Papa Kole is stating that 75,000 United States dollars was being budgeted to be used.
I'm Reverend Jerry Anye, chairperson on the committee on the ministry of our district, a prayer and conference in the church, and also the pastor of this black church. Bishop, my first question is, you have said that the people in the United States will practice their same-sex act. We, like Prayer Conference, we will not practice it in your word. I want to know, as an evangelist, a pastor, I'm going to evangelize to a person who don't know who had not come to church. But I've heard in the United Methodist Church, people can marry and marry men, that is the concerning faith, or women can marry women. So, what will be the unity that we want to be part of?
All right, talk about unity. In the first place, we have what we call unity in diversity. Unity does not mean uniformity. People can be united and they do things differently. Unity in diversity, right? So it does not uniformity. So you, as the evangelist, going to evangelize somebody who are not on the church before, and they heard that in our church, then they married that, oh, you got to tell us, well, it's in context. You explain it as well. No. In our context here, we can't do it. I mean, simple as that.
So meaning that when I go to America, using the same Bible, I preach different message in the United Methodist Church in America. Then when I come to Nigeria, I preach different message in the United Methodist Church in Nigeria. Is that what you teach as a pastor?
You are going to be preaching in context.
Context?
You are preaching. You're preaching context.
You're not preaching in context.
What do you preach?
You preach the scope of the Bible.
Yeah,
But what? In context. When I preach on that topic, I preach the Bible. Why in context? To celebrate the people, to celebrate the people. Is that what you're telling me, Bishop?
no, that's not what I'm saying. If the Spirit of God leads you to preach, you preach. Because you have the gospel to preach.
Number two.
You come back.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
A very interesting conversation here at the Miller McAllister United Methodist Church in
Praise the Lord.
where Bishop Samuel G. has come to address the congregation here about this issue of same-sex marriage in the Methodist Church.
Paragraph 414 of the 2016 book of Bishop Lee talks about the specific responsibilities of bishop. And on that, I got 11 specific responsibilities. My attention is drawn to count 3. Count 3 says our bishop should guide, transmit, teach, proclaim, corporately and individually the apostolic faith as it is expressed in scripture and tradition, and as they are led and endowed by the Spirit to interpret the faith evangelically and prophetically. Bishop, my question is this. You are the spiritual head of the church. And with this country of your specific, one of your specific responsibilities, I always call the word apostolic faith, evangelical truth. This we are discussing same-sex marriage. We know Original Marriage Church is a conventional church. So what decision the general prophet takes, it trickles down to central conferences, general conference, annual conferences, down to the district and local church. You talk about the Pope ban on disaffiliation. We saw the general conference. We saw a Eurasian bishop disaffiliated at the seat of the general conference.
Okay, let me put you right there. No, this is not what let's see. Now, let me tell you something. People that call in of the respect people we talk. You want to get see the narrative. If you want to disrespect me, I will leave me alone. If you want to disrespect me, I will not walk. But let me call you right there. What
The church usually did.
No material, on a full flow. Go see there. No material. See, you see it? Like people are.
Where's your sleeping place? Where exactly you sleep?
See, put them out show you. Like people are giving their own things here, like air, so all the things they see. All the things they see what we slept at last night. See what we slept. See, yeah.
Sleep on the ground. There's no mattress here.
No mattress. All these things are people
We
do.
keep them one accident last time the job, my left say, you know, after that one, that we should when they want to find another view, to take us there and keep all the way stay there. Now, they don't need us here.
So how many of you stay in here?
We are only 18 persons that sleep here. Everybody sleep here. Somebody step out, go there, basic. Just to make it for the day. Yeah? People be the family, a lot of people when they sleep here.
Last night we
Just
killed
the
snake.
mosquito there, they say they give you the food. Tomorrow we refuse to take it. No, let me get back to the snow. All going to mosquito there. Where?
We will kill snake last night.
Like
Maybe more animals than we get animals that can you know hurt us for no reason.
Yeah,
Nobody
like
treat
almost
us
like
like that.
20 years. They are just coming back home.
So how old are you now?
When I'm 37 years.
This place is leaking. We have leakage here. We are still sleeping. We are sleeping in the pit area. No good attention. Since I came, we said we'll call the hospital, the new call the hospital. We stay on our own. Last night they came here around 12 to a big cause there. The child was sleeping or waking in the kitchen. They even stopped here. Yeah. Because they were yesterday there. They came here with their car. They stopped the car on the road. They enter on what they're criminal. Running behind the children there to go to the church for me to care them. I'm going to say what they say. We are. The children started running. They started putting rope behind the children. Running behind them, catching them. They carried them now. People, they were just artists. People were not just artists. They brought them back. I want to call the children and they say, send your brother to post up. So they were not taking your son, taking them to get our money. They came here last time, they called the ED man. They came, he appealed to the children. After he appealed to the children, he was going. He said he's sucking the children's mother. He said the children, I made the children back to the post. They said they're choking around. If they were choking around now, we post stop to them. I said around this, we post stop to the children. They come. Because of person now, 2 paper short. With PSU men. PSU men, they started beating the children from room to room. People are working, they started pointing fingers.
Well, this is what it looks like when it rains just a little bit. All the gutters have been rerouted down to us here, from right here, from Omega, so the whole place turns into a river. If you look as far as the eye can see, nothing but river. Everybody who built fence over there, it's massive river. The community got to put together and we dig a massive gutter if we want to live here, or else it will be impossible. All the houses behind here, they are all flooded. Anything back here is all flooded. They're talking tens of thousands of dollars just to protect a small piece of land here in the swamp.
The chairman called this.
Caso kwa bacho brada kaka. Uma si STC caso. Caso na pak pak hamina. Evini caso ni. Eni. Anya ke onia. Cover 300. Oh, 300 cars. Wa akini nya. Oh. Hey, oh. If you wanna, a jack to mo o chira. Oh, me see me mo chikura ya je ni mo. Oh.
It is about the two poorest presidents in the world. And these two presidents, their story is unbelievable. They are Ibrahim Traoré from Burkina Faso and José Mujica from Uruguay. When you listen to their stories, hear what they have done and what they are still doing, you will be marveled. And you will be thankful for God for bringing such good leaders onto the earth, because these two leaders are setting the template of good governance. And that is the reason we want to talk about them. José Mujica was president of Uruguay from 2010 to 2015. But one special thing about him is he never thought about himself. Instead, he thought about the people he governed. As a president, he was to collect $12,000 every month as salary. He looked at Uruguay and said, no, there is no way he can collect such big amount of money as a human being looking at the poor people in Uruguay suffering. That would be an injustice. He went to collect only $250. The rest money he gave it for charity every month the same. José Mujica, the world's poorest president. It's a common grumble that politicians' lifestyles are far removed from those of their electorate. Not so in Uruguay. Meet the president, who lives on a ramshackle farm and gives away most of his pay. Laundry is strung outside the house. The water comes from a well in a yard, overgrown with weeds. Only 2 police officers and Manuela, a 3-legged dog, keep watch outside. This is the residence of the president of Uruguay, José Mujica, whose lifestyle clearly differs sharply from that of most other world leaders. President Mujica has shunned the luxurious house that the Uruguayan state provides for its leaders and opted to stay at his wife's farmhouse off a dirt road outside the capital, Montevideo. The president and his wife work the land themselves, growing flowers. This austere lifestyle and the fact that Mujica donates about 90% of his monthly salary, equivalent to $12,000, $7,500, to charity, has led him to be labeled the poorest president in the world. I've lived like this most of my life, he says, sitting on an old chair in his garden, using a cushion favored by Manuela the dog. I can live well with what I have. His charitable donations, which benefit poor people and small entrepreneurs, mean his salary is roughly in line with the average Uruguayan income of $775, $485 a month. Uruguay never had a good economy until José Mujica came into power. Since then, Uruguay has began to recover. Due to his good governance, after he ruled Uruguay, his wife later became vice president, which is unbelievable. And José Mujica, during the time he was reeling Uruguay, until today, he has only 1987 Vox. And he said that is enough for him. Now, let's go back to Africa to talk about Ibrahim Traoré, who is doing the same thing in Burkina Faso, or even doing more than José Mujica. I will tell you the reason Ibrahim Traoré is doing more than José Mujica. But they are all doing amazing things. Ibrahim Traoré is the youngest president in the world. He is not as old as Jose Mojica. At his age, he's supposed to be a big guy, an arrogant boy. But no, he is only young in flesh, but old and thinking. What do I mean by that? Ibrahim Traoré came into power in September 2022. When he came into power, he had one vehicle, and that vehicle is a Land Rover Defender 1991, bulletproofed. He decided not to change that vehicle up to today. That vehicle is what he drives everywhere he goes. He said, no need to change the vehicle, that Burkina Faso doesn't have enough money. Instead of changing the vehicle, he went ahead and bought tractors. And instead of approving SUV for senators, for governors, for local government chairmen, he used the money and bought tractors and sent people to farm. That is good governance. And one amazing thing about Ibrahim Traoré is he is not only sitting in government office. In most of his time, he carries his own gun, AK-47 or pistol, by himself. And go to the war fronts by himself. He visits construction sites. He visits poor people from one village to another with the Rover Defender 1991 model. He did not approve any vehicle for anybody. And look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is now having new airport, new route, new machinery for agriculture. Also, Burkina Faso is now acquiring drones for protection, and so on and so forth. Since he took over Burkina Faso has never had it so good as they are having it now. Because to change economy of a country is very, very easy. Just convert that money you are using unnecessarily, to use it to build factories, or use it to buy tractors. Send everybody to work. Whoever say he don't have work, go to farm. Now, in some countries, when president enter into office, he approved SUV for himself, and 4 SUV for his escort, and SUV for every government. The same SUV, which are Toyota SUV, latest model, to the local government chairman all over the country, and to the lawmakers and the senators. In most countries, this SUV, the number rise up to 1,000 pieces of SUV. Some of this SUV cost $200,000. In Africa, for example, almost 100% of all the African countries do what I'm talking about. They have SUV everywhere. None of them has ever thought that this money we are misusing would have been enough for us to use it to build factories, because each SUV of $200,000 can actually build 3 factories. Imagine 1,000 SUVs times by 3. That is 3,000 factories. If you have used your mind to use it to build factory, you will be having 3,000 factories every 4 years. But the leader doesn't want to do that. What they want to do is to be buying about 1,000 pieces of SUV every 4 years. Because every 4 years, there will be a new election, a new leader will be elected, a new governor will be elected, a new local government chairman will be elected, and it continues like that. Instead of using the little money Africa has, they are actually spending the money in Japan, unnecessarily. After seeing what Jose Mojica did in Uruguay and what Ibrahim Traoré is doing in Burkina Faso, I began to thank God. Why? Because we needed a template. We needed a template to show people that good governance is possible and the good governance changes the economy of a country. Burkina Faso is supposed to be the poorest country in Africa. But look at what Burkina Faso is doing. Today, Burkina Faso is much better than countries that have petrol in Africa. Much better than a country that has so many mineral resources that Burkina Faso doesn't. Why? Because the little money in Burkina Faso has been converted into industrialization, into factories, into protection for everybody, not for few politicians who will gather and take the money to Asia to pack Toyota SUV and share it within themselves. And every 4 years, they do the same. There is no way a country will run like that and be better and be productive. And any country who continue to pack their money to go to Asia and buy Toyota SUV every 4 years, that country is running into disaster because the economy will always go down. The country who think about development, who think about production, who think about farm, who think about to make a nice farm, who thinks about good governance will always get better. Thank you very much for watching, and be careful about the type of leader you vote for. If you see a leader who has exotic cars like Ferrari, like limousine, like Maybach, don't vote for them, because those leaders are the ones soaking your country's money.
Oh yes, oh yes. So if you see leaders who, are arguing bitterly among themselves, for the purchase of car, government allotting money to purchase so many vehicles, the expensive ones like the SUV, the Ferraris, and the rest of them. I can remember of recent our speaker said that they're going to shut down the House if the Ministry of Finance fails to, fund their recent retreat and other operations of the House. And we all here do know, and we are witnesses to how our lawmakers have reacted to benefits not being given them, unnecessary benefits and all of that. But folks, that's it. I'd like to say good morning, our wonderful listeners and viewers, and welcome to a fresh new day on this beautiful July 2nd. This is your show, the Today Show, right there on Spoon 107.5 megahertz, Fabric 101.1, and via our various social media handles. My name is Yekezi Zobel. I'm here alongside Chokon Flama. And of course, together, we will be driving you through until later. We are here to energize your morning with a wonderful, a powerful dose of positivity, inspiration, and motivation. As the sun begins to rise, painting the sky with holes of gold and pain, is a perfect reminder that each day brings new opportunities and endless possibilities. Today, let's embrace the chance to start anew. Yesterday's challenges and setbacks are behind us. And of course, today is a clean slate, ready for us to write our own story. Whether you are headed to work, starting a new project, or simply looking to make the most of this day, remember that you have the power within you to achieve greatness. Let's take a moment to reflect on our goals and dreams. What is it that you aspire to achieve? What steps can you take today to move closer to your aspirations? Because every small action counts, and every small effort brings you nearer to your destination. So let's set our intentions, focus our minds, and commit to making today productive and fulfilling. Because life is full of challenges, but it's also filled with opportunities. When we face obstacles, let's view them as stepping stones, not barriers. Because each challenge is a chance to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Remember that success is not a straight path, but a journey of perseverance, resilience, and determination. So on this July 2nd, let's be mindful of the positive impact we can have on others. A kind word, a helping hand, or a simple smile can brighten someone's day and create a ripple effect of positivity. So let's spread kindness and encouragement, lifting each other up as we move forward together. As we navigate through the day, let's also take a moment to appreciate the beauty around us, the warmth of the sun, the song of the birds, and the simple joys that life offers. Gratitude is something important. It can transform our perspective, making even the ordinary moments feel extraordinary. So we've got incredible show lineup for you here today. It's filled with inspiring stories and all the motivation you need to tackle your day with confidence and enthusiasm. Whether you are tuning in from your home, from your car, from your office, just know that you are part of our community that believes in you and supports you. So rise and shine. Let's make this July 2nd a date of action, positivity, and achievement. Stay tuned for a fantastic lineup that will keep you inspired and motivated throughout this morning. So again, I'm here, Kezi Zobel. Chokon Flama is pretty seated here watching me, giving my inspiration this morning. Choco, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Yegesi, and good morning to our many listeners across Liberia. I'm just inspired by the way you are lifting the spirit of our listeners, especially those who can be motivated when people speak to them. Yeah. People tend to be motivated when they hear and listen to motivational, words, especially in the morning time. They get on their feet and go about doing positive things. But it's good that we are here. I am moved also by the video that we were playing.
Yeah.
About what's happening in Burkina Faso. It's an incredible move. You can see, we need Africa needs to change, especially our leaders need to change the way they form and manner in which they approach leadership. They create draconian laws that when it comes to power, after one group to another, the law will always favor them.
Yeah.
See what's happening at our legislature. The lawmakers now, the representatives in particular, they are agitating that the country should procure vehicle for them. You're talking about 73 lawmakers. If you're taking 40,000, let's do the math here. I guess this morning to see what's going to happen. 40,000
times 73.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 2 million.
2 million.
2.9 million.
2.9 million. The country will have to invest 2.9 million in the pockets of car dealers just to procure car for our lawmakers. Time in, time out, year in, year out. This has been the advocacy of some of those same people who are in the house today. The lawmakers are riding luxurious vehicles, and look at the roads, look at the communities. Some of those people, guys, the places they live, Legacy. It is sad. So when I listen to the audio from that video, I was moved about what's happening in Burkina Faso. That the president will prefer buying tractors and sending people to work, creating jobs, and buying vehicles for members of the parliament there. It's a great initiative. You know what? Thomas Sankara has always been celebrated as one of the greatest presidents who ever lived on the African continent. When he took over those things he advocated for, he spoke about land reform. This is a man who served as minister or used to go to work with bicycle. He refused all of the expensive vehicles that were given to him. When he came to power, he did extremely well with a lot of things. Reducing poverty, creating farm, giving land back to the ordinary people. And today, though he was assassinated, but he is celebrated in African history. So these are things we want to see that our lawmakers will say our budget should be our budget for vehicle. It should be deferred to procuring tractors, procuring moving equipment to be taken in the leeward counties. Can you imagine some of those guys? They don't even go home in the rainy season, especially those who are from
the southeast region.
Yes, they don't go home due to the deplorable road condition in their various counties, but yet they are pressuring the government and all Liberian people for procuring $2 million worth of vehicle for them.
Almost 3 million.
Almost 3 million.
It's 2.9 million. 2.9 million.
It is just unfortunate that we have this year in year out. And we haven't seen that leader that will come and say this one. But again, you cannot blame the leader because there are laws. If you say that, the law is there. There are rules at the house that say after 3 years buy a new vehicle for the people. What would you do?
Yeah.
So
those are the same people making those laws.
Exactly, yeah,
those are the same people making those laws to benefit themselves. So I think that narration was very, very inspiring. I hope we can play it here every morning on the show before we start the show.
To give our leaders, our lawmakers, some sense of belonging, that this nation belongs to you, and you need to take the bull by the horn to make that change. It is not to be repeated one thing over and again. The Cummins will say you won't get any result at the end of the day. Doing one thing over and over. Let's try to emulate the good example of our brothers and sisters in the sub-region and beyond. We are all African nations, When you follow the history of this country, you will know that we gave light to the African continent.
Sure.
So for us to be at the end of the pie, least
Liberia is among the 10 poorest countries in the world.
Exactly, Not only that, I was checking the other time, we are the second in terms of low IQ in the entire world, next to Yemen, where people fighting war every day. You see that? When you listen and read, you will not want to be in your country. You feel that different country they're talking about, but that's the high reality. Why other people can do that? As young, like I was saying, as young as Thomas Sankara was in Burkina Faso, the first thing they made change the name of the country for Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, giving the capital new name Ouagadougou, meaning the land of incorruptibility. Those are actions we want to see that yes, indeed, our country, there are people who have come to power to make a change for this country. Yesterday, we were at the ERW Junction, and you know how beautiful that place is. But yet, there were people who were complaining that why they are removing street vendors setting in the middle of the road. The only thing is there should be alternative provided that these people will go and sell to find livelihood for they and their families.
Yeah.
We cannot be running the country like this, It is sad.
Yeah, so I'll come to that issue at the ERW junction, but you talk about low IQ, like Liberia, being ranked as one of the countries with people that have low IQ, and that is just measured by decisions. Low IQ.
Exactly.
It's just measured by the kind of decisions that we are making in the country. So that just tells you that we are making better decisions in this country. Not a good decision. We are making any good decision because people with high IQ, they make good decisions.
Yes,
decisions that will impact lives. Informed decisions. That's the kind of decision intelligent people make. But it tells you that many of our decisions here are intelligent decisions, are smart decisions. We make decisions just because of self-aggrandizement. All right. So obviously, I mean, when IQs of countries in the world have been measured, Liberia is going to be least because of the poor decision that will make, the poor actions that we take in our country, meaning by our government officials. All right. And for this country to be developed, we need to take some austere measure.
Exactly.
Like, the narrator said, we need to take some austere measures. Those measures that were taken by those presidents being talked about, those were austere measures.
You have to do
those were
the unconventional.
measures.
You have to be an unconventional leader.
Of course, we need to sacrifice for this country to be developed. We need serious sacrifice. But it appears like, our leaders don't want to make the sacrifice.
Exactly.
And we ourselves, many of us, don't want to make the sacrifice. You were talking about the issue of, selling at the ELWA junction. Since this government came to power, the government has tried to put stop to, there's too much of street selling, which of course,
street selling, motorcyclists flying everywhere, anywhere, anyhow, anytime.
Those things don't happen just like that in other countries. So if you try to institute or bring about that in Liberia, because of the mindset, the understanding, the IQ of our people, they see you as the bad person.
Exactly.
Okay. See how ELWA has been very, very filthy over the years. Very, very filthy. Trust me.
That is when you come into Liberia.
Of course. That's a very, very major junction. All right. Trust me, right now, with the pavement of that junction where, they have put carpet and everything and it's looking beautiful, just give the street sellers 1 week.
You say 1 second, my man. Why you carry the 1 week?
That whole area will be messed up. That whole area will be very, very messy. Like, really, go real life. The common example is real life, where is one of our biggest commercials. Go and see real life. How real life is filthy. You can't pass real life without holding your nose. That's not possible.
Exactly.
Because the area is filthy. There's odor everywhere. There's dirt everywhere in the place. So if ELWA junction that has been, upgraded to that level, if it's left like that, my brothers and sisters, it's just gonna be the same.
But aside from that, Legacy, have you seen the Japan freeway in recent time? Have you seen?
I haven't traveled.
If you see that road, you would think that road was constructed some 50 years ago.
See that?
The Japan freeway.
You see that?
You see the Japan freeway. Those who are living there, they know what I'm talking about. They can call here and test to that, to see how that route being treated by we the same Liberian people, because nobody there to say trucks should not park here. The dikes, people taking dikes from the community garbages and putting it on the road, and water setting on the road, and the road just filthy, Legacy.
Yeah.
Because no one there to regulate.
No, nobody there to regulate.
Now the new measures, people are trying to oppose that at the ELWA junction. But then we sit and cry that Liberia, we need leader. We no one to help us change this country. How can we get change when we don't want to take actions that will envisage change, that will bring change in the country? Once we want change, I think we should embrace actions that will bring a change. I can see it's so sad.
And I hope I passed at the ELWA junction late yesterday evening, around about 8 o'clock. I passed there, and I still, I was surprised, and I didn't see, because I had thought that that particular a measure would have only been enforced during the day.
You can try to put a photo of the place.
Yeah, I'll do that, because usually, so if you have the photo, just send it through the messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had thought that in the evening, because in the evening that's when many of the street sellers come out to sell. So I had thought that, because I passed there earlier in the day and I saw everything was okay. So when I came back intentionally to know how, whether it
like we share the seed, they
yeah,
see because
that
I return.
measure would have been enforced. And actually, when I passed there, the measure was enforced
Even this
yesterday
morning.
evening.
This
So
morning.
I mean, it's good, but that's just the first day. So I don't want to praise the MCC and by the PCC. You got to say when you praise you praise the wet chicken, you quit to jump in a red oil. So I hope they can continue that. I hope this is not only going to be enforced in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, but it should always, at all time, be enforced. It should be enforced. Because if you just do that for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and
people will get used to that,
relax it, I mean, people will still come back. The street
of course, yes. People will return.
You see Rela over there, they said they were relocating marketers, right? They only enforced that. That is under the CDC government. They only enforced that for a few weeks, and they relaxed the measure. What happened? Those same marketers are relocated. They started leaving from Omega, coming back to Rela. Right now, Rela is so very, 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 very congested.
It's so sad, my man. Just a need for a change, for people to change this country, especially our leaders, because in Liberia, though it is there that it is in our constitution that the power is inherent in the people, but our leaders are the one that have the power, no matter what you say. Those are the people who will make budgetary allotment, maybe giving themselves a huge chunk of the country's budget and then leaving the citizens with nothing. There should be austerity measures now to be able to provide jobs and opportunities for our young people. To our young people, we see young people in the street, those who are trying to make ends meet by the day. Some selling orange mini and trying to. It's just unfortunate. Our leaders need to think differently, approach things differently, and do things differently for the sake of the ordinary people in the country. How do you feel when you travel from here and arrive in other countries as leaders of this nation, and you are on express roads here and there, and everything is over
and you are
in those
enjoying
countries?
it. You are
enjoying it. Say, yeah, the people country fine, the people street clean, the people country fine. But today, if you come to Liberia, you're the first person that violated the law if we're on the airport. When they say Paso, you say move from here, man, I'm a country here.
A lawmaker, a government official. Yeah, and one thing I experienced yesterday evening while passing through the ERWA junction route. I saw one of the dump trucks that the construction workers are using, for the road. I saw it did something very, very embarrassing, and it even annoyed some of the passerbys, like some of us. It annoyed me a lot. The barricade on the road there, I saw that dump truck let me over that barricade to cross over to the opposite lane.
Cutting shotgun.
Yeah, cutting shotgun. Dump truck that is being used for the construction of that same road.
That dump truck being used to destroy the road.
That same dump truck being used to destroy the same road. I saw that dump truck last night passing over that barricade, and other passerbys, people who are passing by, like me and other people, were angry. We started, blasting at the driver, and he was there insulting. So this thing is in Liberia where usually we say the lawmakers are the lawbreakers, I mean, it's just a culture.
No, we ourselves as citizens, we have the responsibility too that we should uphold.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, it's just unfortunate. But these are pictures. These are pictures at the ERW junction currently. That's how beautiful it looks, and we hope it can maintain that look.
See the place, my man. This
For the
place,
next
it
couple
looks
of years.
New York now. We're going to be New
That's
York.
exaggeration. Yeah, we at least let's maintain the cleanliness of this place. Like even if they're not fine, they be clean.
See how the road, the place is clean. Like
Let's
this. This is
maintain a
how
sanitary condition.
the appearance of a city should at least. Look, we know that we don't have anything in our country, but at least the place should be clean at least for once. For once, you know, you can't come to a place, to a city, a place that appears to be a city, and the dirt is all over the place here, and people are scattered.
Let Liberia be noted for one thing. Being you see Rwanda, you go in Kigali, the people are noted for cleanliness.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
they are noted for cleanliness. The people's city is very, very, very clean. So any part of the world you go at where you call Rwanda, everybody man's go to cleanliness. That the people's city is clean. So what would Liberia be noted for? When other people coming in into our country, they leave.
Disorderliness
and Liberia is being mentioned somewhere. What kind of image will come to the mind about Liberia? Is it the image of Red Light or Douala Market? Then that's
even the area before.
Very disgusting.
The area junction before.
Yeah.
You know.
So that is it, folks. We hope the PCC can maintain this, and we hope the motorcycles, the vehicles can continue to abide by the routes, the traffic routes.
And a roundabout yesterday, you were also laughable.
Yeah,
some drama they were just going around it, they didn't know where
Maybe those drama just play. Yeah, but again, the drivers themselves, the riders themselves, they have a responsibility, because I understand that that entire junction area is not for parking anymore, because once you create any kind of parking station at the ERW
that
junction,
whole thing was full.
There's going to be traffic congestion, and of course the road itself is going to damage quickly. So,
and I hope the PCC can work with Public Works so they can be able to find a parking lot for commercial vehicles around the junction area, for motorcyclists, tricyclists, and those who are running taxi here and there. There should be a parking lot. You can see right now the guys are parking on the road a few meters away from the main junction, which is also impeding traffic towards the junction. They have to find a way, alternative route, to be able to find a way for cars, for people to walk in the parking, get vehicle, and go to where they want to go. I mean, the cars cannot still be parking in the middle of the road.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, so Choco, let's go to the lines a little bit, because it's almost 9 o'clock. But folks, our dashboard here has been open since 7 o'clock this morning. For those of you interested in playing the radio entertainment game, our dashboard has been open since this morning. So if you want to be a part of the draw, all you need to do is to dial the playing code *799#. *799#. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee, which is 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And you enter the draw, and automatically you are a part of the draw, and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars this morning. So 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars right here on the show this morning. All you need to do is to dial the playing code *799# *799# using one of your non-SACL GSM SIM card. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. Once you dial *799#, you're going to see a list of radio stations. Spoon FM is at number 3. Select number 3 for Spoon FM, and you choose how to pay the playing fee, which is 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars, and you automatically enter the draw. You can pay the playing fee using your mobile money accounts. That is, if you have money on either your USD mobile money account or your LD mobile money account. If you don't have money on either of them, what you have to do is to go and either transfer money into your account, or better still, you just go and buy the scratch cards, and activate it on your SIM card and use your mobile money to play through your airtime. Okay? You choose airtime to play, and you automatically enter the draw. And at 9:55, we'll be joining our winners here, and you will stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars this morning at the end of the show. So let's go to the lines and hear your perspectives about some of the things that we've been discussing. We were actually inspired by the narration we played earlier, and so we talked more about it and talking about other trending issues in the country. So the number to call us on at 0777 771 077 771 075 055 101075. Those are the numbers to put it through right now. Our lines have been put on. They were earlier off, so if you tried calling earlier and you didn't get us, the line is now on. So call us on 0777 771 1075 055 101075. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning.
You need to walk away from the radio or lower the volume.
Yes, I just lower the volume of the radio.
Okay, let's hear you there.
Okay. Yeah, I am Michelle Brown. I'm calling from Matadi, New Matadi Estate.
Okay.
I'm so sorry this morning. Maybe I may not really touch some of these important bases that you people just talk about. Though it was so important, and it is something that we the inhabitants of this country need to take into consideration. That they're buying all type of things. We can use their money to be able to carry on development. Open factories, as they were just saying it. Open factories. Well, my brother, I just want to carry your mind to something that keep bothering me, and I don't know if anything about it. You people can find a day to bring it all out of discussion. About this, there were people that want hustlers, I want grandchildren, I want women are working for. You will see one nobody man will take or nobody God for living and bringing it. And that man is making $700, $800, $500 a year. What our own citizens, we are making $80, we are making $75. If you enter the supermarket, the black people are the ones doing the big work. The black people are the ones doing the hard work. Yes? The Indian people, the same thing. They will take the Indian garden for the Atari shop in India. They bring my sister live in India. And she said their living condition there is very bad. They will bring them here and they make them they kill all our husbands there. They make them they hear all our people in our own country. What you can find them doing or people doing to them. So I want people, please, not the radio people that need to help us. They labor ministry people. They need to get to work. They need to go and know the people's salary.
Okay.
Black men, Liberian men making $75. One in the northern working in the supermarket, looking at the share and making 1,002, making 800 now. I beg you, my people, we need to work on it.
Thank you very much.
Our people to help our children to send them to school.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Michael Peter. I'm calling from Yes.
Okay, let's hear you.
I see also do your WHO show, the work that
You need to be audible. I'm not really getting you.
I'm saying my figure to do with the year junction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday with the city corporation.
Okay.
And by keeping our city clean. We appreciate the effort. But in my mind, there are a few things we need to take into consideration.
Okay.
Like you talk about junction people shouldn't park. The people who shouldn't park, you are not creating a means for where they should go and park. They have to come to the junction. The people they need to run to be able to pay another registration to the government, but you are not creating an avenue for them to go there to park. To still be like they will still come back to that same junction. And people shouldn't share on the road. That is a good thing. But what is the mechanism people in place for them not to come back to share on the road? I feel like the law is only functioning on the people who don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not working all over.
Thank you.
So we need to take it into consideration.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning. I'm St. S. Mova and I do join from my resident in Single.
Okay. Let's hear you from your residence.
My attention has been drawn to the analysis of the audio that were played on your station. I would directly say people are not the poorest president in the world. They are the best president in the world. They are not the poorest president. Because someone go to the estate, especially most especially in Africa, Burkina Faso, who see the fellow leaders in other countries, how they are living, and they choose to live that way. I think they are the best president in the world. They are not the poorest president. And I'm calling all leaders around the world, in our countries abroad, to see how best to live or to do the right thing for their citizens. We are the ones who elected them, and we are the ones who make them to go back there 2029 and in time to come.
Okay.
So we are asking them to do the needful, or else when they will sit down and regret what all are doing right now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for calling 0777 771 0777 771 101075. Keep on playing the radio entertainment game to win for yourself 2,500 Liberian dollars on the show this morning. 40 persons will be winning 2,500 Liberian dollars here this morning. And all you need to do is to pick up your phone using your Non-Star Cell GSM SIM card, your mobile money. Okay, so you just dial the playing code *79#. You select number 3, choose how to pay the playing fee 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And you can pay through either of the mobile money accounts, USD account or LD account, and you will automatically enter the draw, and you'll stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars. We will hope to speak to somebody from the CDC this morning to tell us about, the recent comeback program. So we hope to speak to
the SG.
The SG.
He said he gonna
okay.
Buy, but the CDC, they concluded the 3 days event, though there was some issues with airing that on EOBC.
Oh, the jingle, huh?
Yeah, the jingle thing. Then the Director General Eugene Lamin Fagon had misunderstanding about airing the jingle on EOBC, and Fagon said there were a lot of militancy said in the jingle, and they should go and edit the jingle, and they didn't do. And so what they conducted, they are militant 3 days activities, but what's so intriguing about the 3 days activities was when the former president said he's gonna return to power. He's gonna be a formidable force in 2029.
No, he actually said, if called upon, he's He's going to.
But obviously, you can say
he's
if
going to
call
contest.
upon.
He's going to contest.
You can see that maybe that particular the few words were just placed there to give people to say maybe the CDC will go for primary and all of that, but the CDC will always call upon the former president to come back. You know, and I know that the CDC will always do that. So he said that if he call upon, he will return. He will come back, and definitely he will come back. But is there a possibility for the CDC standard bearer or former president to return to state power?
Yeah, that's a possibility we are looking at now. So it just depends on the political dynamics, 2029. But I think there will be a huge possibility of the CDC standard bearer or the CDC returning to state power for the second term if this government fails. If this government, creates a lot of lapses for itself, like the CDC did. All right. So like the CDC did for 6 years, there were a lot of lapses. There were breach of the rule of law, violations all over the place, corruption, corruption allegations, the hacking unemployment rate and everything, and the economy wasn't booming. So if this government does not put its house in order to address some of the issues, because the people booted out the CDC because of those things. So I'm not sure they're going to maintain the Unity Party government if the Unity Party government does not address some of those things.
Let's try to be real to our audience and those who are in this intellectual discourse thing, and if you said that the CDC government was booted out of office because they did not treat the Liberian people the way they should have done, provide the necessary jobs, create the enabling environment for investors and all of that, and President Bouaga takes the country, he does not do that. You think the Liberian people will go back to the CDC that didn't do that? They will not try other people to come to do it. You are trying to say that if there's a vehicle sitting here and I came to help to push the vehicle to leave the way, and I didn't do it, and they say, you can see that strong man in the community, you can see can't do it, my man move from there. And the community brought Yegesi to Muna vehicle all the way. Yegesi took and said he worse than me. You think the community people will go back to come back to me and can't take me to go and take that same vehicle that I failed to take from there, or they would look for other giants to come.
Yeah, so that's a good analysis, but in politics, in African politics, and even the global politics, usually the biggest opposition party has a favorable chance of replacing the government of the day if the government has a lot of lapses, if the government does not work in the interest of the people. So the CDC remains the biggest opposition right now. The biggest opposition,
which is true,
except that changes from now till 2029.
No, CDC will always be. CDC has the following.
I'm not sure that is going to change. So for the fact that the CDC is the biggest opposition political party right now, and the people just hosted a program. You saw the number of people who turn out. You saw sedition still turning out in spite of the setback, as a term it, that it had as a result of that defeat. And we are nowhere around 2029, and they are turning out in such number. So it just tells you that CDC remains a formidable force in the body politics of our country.
Exactly.
So for the fact that CDC is the biggest opposition political party, and looking at the African politics and even global politics, wherein the biggest opposition political party is always likely to, win a state election if the ruling party does not perform. I think the same will happen for the CDC in spite of their lapses in the past. Because, I mean, you saw the margin between the CDC and the Unity Party. That was a very slim margin, a little over 20,000 votes. Little over 20,000 votes. So if the Unity Party does not perform, CDC already is an organized, a whole organized, political party. I mean, they have they command a huge following, even though that following might not be fixed, might not be the same until 2029, but they still have, and I'm of the strong conjecture that they will still have more following up until 2029, and that no political party will come from the backside to top the CDC in terms of a support, or in terms of the number of partisans
Agreed.
that they have. So for the fact that CDC remains the biggest political party, there is a likelihood, there is a huge possibility of Ambassador George Weah returning to state power. The only problem that I have with Ambassador George Weah is his continual flip-flopping after the elections. And some of the areas he made statements and coming back to say another thing, a cause for concern. But again, I do understand. Sometimes when people are faced with a situation that they did not expect, they get frustrated. They speak out of frustration, and they take decision or make decision out of frustration. What do I mean to say? When President George Weah was defeated in the second round of the election, at his Clone Church, you can remember, he stated clearly that he's not going to contest. He's just going to sit back and watch the Liberian politics and, work in the private sector. He made that statement at two different times. He said that at his Clone Church that he's not going to contest. He's not going to contest. But I can remember when this issue of the airport saga, where he was reportedly denied using the VIP lodge at the Rabat International Airport when they returned from the country from Italy, because right after the inauguration, he traveled Italy alongside Eugene Fagon and other government officials. So when they returned, Eugene Fagon took on Freedom FM. He was interviewed there, and he said that President George Weah will contest. He's confident. He's 100% sure. So it makes me wonder whether, because I just feel the decision that the president made earlier in his church for Clone was, I feel it was an independent decision, a decision from himself, something that he sat all alone and decided that, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. Since I have tested the water and I've been given the opportunity to serve the Liberian people for 6 years, I think that is enough for me. I think it's about time that I just sit down, and focus on my private life. I'm not going to delve into politics. I think that decision is his own decision. But after they went Italy, they came back now. Eugene Fagon going Eugene Nangbe going Freedom Evan and saying the president coming contest. And a few days after, the president himself. In fact, when it came, before even Eugene Nangbe could appear on Freedom, there was an interview with President George Weah where he said at the airport that he's going to be actively involved in the politics of the country. So even though he said he didn't say that he would contest for the presidency, but just by saying that you'll be involved actively within the politics of the country after you have earlier on said that you'll not contest, in the 2023 election, it just tells me that the president might have been convinced or persuaded by the likes of Eugene Nangbe and other close surrogates of his to contest the election. So I think that's not an independent decision coming from him. It's probably a decision that was influenced by the partisans of the party.
Yes, of course, Legacy, it has to be so. It has to be decision from the party, because the party is the one that will go for primary, and all of the times the full presidential elections that CDC went for, the former president has not been the only person contesting on the ticket
And
of the CDC.
Let me interrupt you. So now it makes me to worry. It baffles me if the president would not be able to make his own decision and stand by it. If his decision will always be influenced by other people, if he will not stand by his own decision.
But you just said
right?
that this is politics.
Yeah,
Anything can happen anytime.
So if it just tells you that if I mean, what happened for 6 years under the CDC regime? All right, the president maybe will make a decision in the interest of the Liberian people, but other partisans who are seeking self-aggrandizement, they will go and influence that decision. They will go and wrongly advise the president about that decision, and he will give into their negative pieces of advice, and they will do things that are uncalled for, things that wouldn't benefit the Liberian people. So as a leader, you need to have an independent decision. Yet you need to know how to make a decision and be able to stand by your decision. Once you are convicted that decision is the right decision for the people. But you can make decision, and then people come around, they advise you, they influence your decision. Then out of the blue, you give in. I don't think it's a good attribute of a leader.
Politicians would say this when they say the sky is blue, you yourself have to check that sky is blue. It's politics, Yagazi. But we were talking about the CDC, the possibilities of the CDC coming back to power. The CDC contested 4 presidential elections, and they won only one. They won overwhelmingly 61% of the vote. 14 counties voted the former president. Now, just within less than 2 years of the CDC government, CDC popularity was diminishing to an extent that they lost 2 senatorial elections here, where they were already in power. They had everything. They lost 2 senatorial elections here to Senator Darius DeLong. The first one and the other one he had now, 2019 and 2020. Moving forward, the CDC went to the 2023 election. As a ruling party, the CDC lost again to the opposition. When Liberian people said that they make a change for the CDC to come to power, to do what they said they were going to do, better the economy, the prices of basic commodity goods and services, increasing the purchasing power of Liberians, business booming, investors, and all of that. All the promises, they believe that the CDC did not do it. So they kicked the CDC out in 2023. Now we are moving towards 2029, and the standard bearer now of the CDC is saying if he's called upon by the people, he will come by, and obviously he will be called upon. He's already been called upon to come and steer the affairs, because there's no more coalition. This is the Congress for Democratic Change now. There's no more coalition. So for you to say that this former president who was kicked out, contested for his political institution, contested for election, won one of the election, in less than 2 years, his popularity diminished. He lost a lot of midterm elections, parliamentary elections, and the biggest was the presidential election. For you to say because of this government will not conduct its, or if the government does not conduct the activities of the Liberian people to benefit the ordinary people, to put the government out to bring the former president back, the CDC might come to power. But if you say the former president, then there are several other things we have to take in consideration. Several other things we have to take in consideration. If this man was so good, was a good leader, and he was proceeding well, there was no need for the defeat. And aside from the defeat as president, there were several of his men, his strong CDC people were also defeated. They left in the election, they's gone. Election, they did not return to the Capitol building. So it says a lot about the CDC coming back to power. If the CDC will come back to power, we will be expecting new faces. We saw the former chairman Gu of the ANC gracing the occasion of the CDC, graciously speaking that he's against the rescue mission and the government. And aside from that, we've seen the House Speaker. We've seen a lot of people, including Senator Sir Joseph and all the people who also have following, Senator Nathaniel McGill, all the people, they have following also. For them to be able to come to the CDC and make a change, those are things people want to hear. But if you are saying the president should come, will return to the country and contest the election, that's something that we need to really look into.
And of course, I still, maintain that view, that there's a high possibility of President George we are returning to the country, because just when the result of the election, tells you that the former president George Weah was still a formidable force in the body politics of the country, in spite of all of the massive allegations of corruption in the country. You saw the second round of the election. In fact, the first round of the election, he won that. He won the first round of the election. The second round, you saw the margin between he and the current president. It was very slim, very slim margin. So it just tells you that President Weah, with everything, all of the massive allegations of corruption, all of the high level of insecurity, that was in the country under the CDC regime, all of the reports of mysterious deaths, ritualistic killings all over the country. With all of those allegations, Liberians still turned out the first round of the election and did not prefer the Unity Party or any other party during the first round of the election, but preferred the CDC. If they're the CDC during the first round. The second round, you saw how competitive it was. Very, very competitive. The margin was very slim. So it tells you that if the CDC had just, played their card a little bit well, there would have been a high possibility of them winning the second round of the election, based on the tiny margin. So CDC remains a formidable force.
But CDC remains a formidable force and an integral part of the Liberian body politics.
Let's take this this particular scenario. I know you were saying, the Unity Party came back into power with a different head, but when Madam Salif's term ended during the 2017 election, you had the Unity Party coming back to contest, but with a different stand-up bearer, which was Ambassador Joseph Boakai. I'm not saying the CDC yeah, I'm saying the first round of the election. Sabato Wia. I'm saying the first round of the election. The CDC, came first in the first round of the election. That's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. So Ambassador Bwaka, with all of the negative things that was said about the Unity Party, and that, actually resulted to the Unity Party not being elected in the 2017 election with the CDC. All right. But I'm just taking it at the level of the party, not looking at the head or the vision bearer of the party. But with everything that was said about the Unity Party, you still have all of the old guys. All of the old guys, you still had them within the Unity Party. All of the only change that it was the head. And the head himself is an old guy because he was vice president of the party, even though, back then he gave an excuse that he was a race car parked in the garage, and that the position was a ceremonial position. He was not given the chance and all of that. Liberian people didn't buy into that in 2017. But after the CDC that they trusted wholeheartedly, that could, bring high level of change, that could better their living conditions, after turning out massively to vote the CDC, can you imagine whoever knew that CDC were going to lose this election after winning 14 counties in 2017? The only county that CDC didn't win was Lova County.
Exactly.
The home of the current president. Lova County. During the second round of the election, the CDC won 14 counties. So with such massive support, and the CDC came to power because within 6 years, they failed to live up to their commitment. They failed to keep their commitment to their commitment. Within 6 years, the Liberian people got tired with them.
In the first 1 year, so the senatorial election, they begin to drag the ball.
Their popularity begin to diminish. Where in their own stronghold, Maserado, Dallas didn't defeated them twice in an election, even though they spent a lot of money. So within 6 years, the Liberian people were tired of the CDC. Many Liberians. And so that is why, the CDC lost the election. So if the Unity Party government, that the CDC government had a good standing when they came into power, because Unity Party government, how many counties they won? The election was competitive in the whole of Southeast. The whole of Southeast was for the Unity, the CDC, the entire Southeast. So I think the CDC won in seven counties, and the Unity Party won in six counties. I stand to be corrected. All right. So the Unity Party just came to power, on just on a very tiny vote margin. So if they don't do well, even within the first 1 year, within the second year, trust me, if there's any kind of I'm not praying for a by-election or anything like that, and they put a candidate in the race, there where you will get to know, even in a stronghold, there where you get to know whether the Unity Party will win, the 2029 elections or not. But like I said, and I continue to say, and I'll maintain this, that the CDC standard bearer, George Manawia, has a chance of coming back to power, and that will be predicated or premised on the performance of this Unity Party government. You're talking about Fonanti Kofa there, you're talking about, other people within the CDC who might have the intention to contest on the CDC ticket and blah, blah. So even if President George Weah, the former president, says he doesn't want to contest, and those guys just come in the picture, you think it will be very easy for those guys to win election in this country on CDC ticket? It will be difficult. I think.
So for you, the CDC is about the former president.
Of course.
For you, the CDC is
CDC.
about the former president.
A large part of the CDC is about the former president. People, just loving George Weah. That's all. A large part of the CDC. I love George Weah. I just love George Weah. You know, and I know we've asked a lot of, partisan supporters or Liberians out there why, what's the political party, and when they say the CDC, why you letting that? I just left President Joe Weah. Why you want for President Joe Weah to come?
So you begin to measure the strength of the party by the standard bearers following.
Of course. In Liberia, that's how it is.
No, for me, I got a different view. I found a different school of thought on that. You can see, it is not debatable that former president does not have how you call it following. He does huge following within the CDC. So if he decides to say, look, I'm going to pick one of my guys and we're going to be in the trenches here and there. My people who love me, support the guy, vote for him. And they begin to build new alliances, begin to form new coalitions. Because now the party is standing now. The Congress for Democratic Change is the only party standing now. All of the other parties left. So they begin to build new alliances and begin to build new political bridges. You think 2029 will not, the CDC can go to election without the former president?
No,
the former president is concerned, like you said, he flip-flop on his decision to come back on in power. He's concerned of making new people, but his concern, people are saying you don't say that, but
the message when people call a point, you will come back and say concerned about making new people.
Making new people, the first his initial statement says a lot. So it means that the CDC will not be out of the election 2029, but taking the former president and other president and all of that will be the sticky issue. Whether the former president will go, he said he's not setting, and he's going. In the next minute, he goes to the church and say he's going. The other minute comes to radio and say when the people call upon him. When the people call upon him, he will come. But again, CDC all the years, the 4 presidential elections. In fact, if you may say if you will say the 8 presidential election, because 2 to each, CDC have gone for. George Weah had never been the only person contesting as standard bearer on the ticket. 2011, they had different phases there.
Okay.
But they did not win for
and that's a main issue.
But out of the 3 elections, George Weah was the phase, they did not win. They only won 1.
Okay.
So look at the probabilities, my man.
Okay. So Chogo, let's go to the line and talk to the Liberian people about this. Call us on 0777 777 1075 0777 777 1075 0555 101075. What's your thought about the possibility of the CDC winning 2029 election?
President Weah returning to power.
Having President Weah as a standard bearer of the CDC. President Weah has said during a recent program that come back a program, that program is just intended to motivate the partisans, that there are prospects, that there's possibility of them coming back to power. So during that program, the former President George Weah attended, and he said if called upon by his supporters, he's going to, still contest in the 2029 elections, even though he had earlier on said that he would not partake in Liberian politics. He would not anymore contest as, president for this country. He doesn't want to return to power. But what do you make What do you make of his possibility? Is there any possibility of him returning to power? Is the question. But also, don't forget to play the radio entertainment game. The dashboard remains open. *799# is the code. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee, which is 70 cents USD or 100 LD. And once you do those, you automatically enter the draw. You stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars, which 40 persons will be winning here today on the show. So call and have your say now. 0777-771-075. 055-101-075. Good morning.
Good morning, Legacy.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Your name first.
This is Mohammed Kakwe, political man. And I do join a conversation from the headquarters of the movement for intellectual exchange in Ghana.
Okay.
Legacy, I don't think I'm just having a conversation to keep the conversation on ground that we have interest to follow. But the issue, let me just correct this. Like my brother in studio said, President, we are contested 3 times and he won. No, we are contested 2005, 2017. It was Winston Tubman. It was not George Weah. So get clear in 2017. So 3 times he contested, then won. He contested 2 times, 2005 and 2017. So that's clear. But I don't want people to believe that
they may contested 2 times 2023. Hello? 2020, so you forget 2023 you are defeated?
Yeah, so 4 times, but you saying 3.
No, I said it, my man. I said he did not contest.
You left the one that he didn't contest. He did not participate after the bell. He left it out.
Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead. Others are on the line. Go ahead quickly and make your point.
So, the issue that has to do with major political parties. CBC, they are the major opposition political party in Nigeria. But it's not impossible, all over impossible that before 2029 election, they can come down. We have the newly elected certificate of political party that won't want to election the campaign to open the campaign got certificate. And that party makes a zero impact in the election. The African Liberation League. So you think we not do our underground work?
Why not African Liberation League made election?
Man, so many for you go tell you, let's say wow.
The body for traffic.
We make it sure, man. We make it sure,
What was your percentage? 40. I mean, you just call to promote your party back. You that guy, go 1% election. You can say you make it zero impact. Man. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
I'm Thomas. We're calling from the second week social media community.
Okay, go ahead.
2029. I can tell anybody for 2. So I'll be re-elected.
Oh, okay.
Well, voted up, and not because 19 work for like 10 people.
Well, what do you vote up for?
Voted up because you were right. Well, talking about the whole entire war.
You were what? You were what? You were what? What year on?
Talking about the whole entire war, which is and no all involved.
Is it right? I understand it.
No, that particular war you using, we're not getting it.
I said the more talking about the entire war, but not.
Wait. Yeah, that one. I'm still getting that war back. I mean, you spell that war for maybe what you spell will be able to pronounce it.
You are what? I get it too.
You getting me?
And we get you.
We getting you, but there's a particular word that you're using that we.
Yeah,
targeted, man. Oh, okay, all right. You said you were talking about the international community, huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
The men never came for a soccer background. The men came for a soccer background. And you have politician and I went to school for a position here.
Oh, okay.
The America decided to censor the top men out young.
So the censor for non censor, the top men didn't do anything. They just get out the censor.
To support the party for winning the
I'm asking you now, hello? The censor that is censoring the top men that are for nothing censor America, yeah, will come out of the blue and say we will censor these people. Right? They didn't do anything.
No evidence.
No evidence. The people told you they got evidence. You read it. If you want to prosecute those people, if you're serious about prosecution, the CDC government, even this government, if they're serious about prosecution, the American people, the former ambassador said it clearly that if the Liberian government is serious about prosecution, they got evidence. They can help with the evidence in the prosecution process. They say they put on your evidence.
What evidence? We have rescue comment.
Let's talk to another person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Oh, this is Usman calling from Johannesburg.
Okay, let's hear you.
I just want to ask, who John we are coming with? We want to know.
Who John we are coming with?
You coming with seditious.
Who John we are been coming with first?
We don't trust nobody. Coming with Carrasco.
Oh man, they got big people in CDC.
They got Eric Costa. Eric Costa supported John we are the previous election. Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah,
good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
This should be kind. I called from Ghana this morning.
Go ahead.
I listened to most of our friends, and I listened to you guys this morning. You know, we are in the turning point. Everything the Unity Party said against the CBC, it is not sinking in now. All are just sitting in the wrong. And I promise you, the way this government is heading, if you don't change their roadmap, they will not go for 2029. We have been win then. You like it or not, whether they bring Civil Carrasco, you are measuring, or you bring Costa, or you bring anybody. And it will not even be just we are. The Unity Party may not achieve. Because nothing has achieved. People are dying. The people, the city, the people are dying. Because last night, a DA man just came, another 2 years later, what we are wanting for just dinner. Every death that we are talking about yesterday, it is happening. People are chased all over from marketing area. We find no direction to them. The people see that all is well in the country. Whatever government is, you cannot lie. The reality will come out, and the people who you are really, they will show the face and the truth to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. I agree, and that's what I've been saying. Once this government fails to perform, to the expectation of the people, there's a likelihood that George will be re-elected in this country. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Brahma. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, Abu, calling from 23.
Abu, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, me comment about what
okay.
No way to make entire life I come back to town.
Okay.
No way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it belongs to some of the people regularly. We see the concept so good in this country. The way one. This is way 14 countries. What happened with all the 14 countries when they come back to week 7 countries? They do the talk about teachers, no, the people see the content now protocol part of the CDC, apart from the LPDP and the MPP.
Yeah, they were 9.
What happened at the power of this guy? I said, hey, Babu, what there? What are you saying? See that there? Everyone was there. I see who are supporting the CDC. And I got my the people, every people that support the CDC. So what thing was serious take away now?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You tell you need a party now to perform and see. Yeah, tell you need a party to be sleeping. People to be sleeping. Yeah. Be there and say. Even they sleep, they don't wake up for the rest of the 6 years. George will not be re-elected. Even if John will not be re-elected, you have the Kumis and other people, But we talk about John we are. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, thank God I get through it now.
Okay.
This is Lawrence Sims calling from Magidi County, Lower Magidi County to be exact, the shopping town SDA University Johnson.
All right, let's hear you.
Okay, what happened hear about this show. Firstly, I want to tell you people thank you. I don't mostly listen to Spoon, but I listen to Spoon once in a while.
Why you don't mostly listen to Spoon? Why? Tell us.
No, I really I don't listen to Spoon because
you citizen man, right?
Sometimes they will have Spoon handle issue.
Oh, okay.
Into the discussion, some that I don't go down well with me.
Okay, sorry about that.
Deal with that big Christmas. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, but they want going down well with you, right? Because Joel, I said Joel, it's possible that Joel returned to party in 2029, so they want going down well with you.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just go.
Go ahead.
Joria said that I love to give the young people a chance. It's good for we that are 18 to give the young people a chance to be able to take over leadership, because it's very ugly that we will be getting old and we'll be chasing this one presidency. He said it after the election that we all listening to. But my brother, let me be bold to you guys and say something. You know, in this country, people overlook people that the majority have confidence into. Yes, Joria was won under the election. But now you can, if you take your microphone and get to some people, as the movement and operation that some of us doing to gather people in view that we will know which step to take. 2029.
Okay.
If you get to people, people will tell you, say, I rather voting for Joria.
Oh, okay.
If Joria don't run, I will not vote.
Okay. All right.
You get thousands of people. that are out there that you can get to. I did my view, my movement in Magidi County. I did it in Grand Basso. I did it in Grand Basso.
How many persons you talk to, my man? How many persons you talk to in Magidi, in Grand Basso? You deducing search. How many persons you talk to?
In Grand Basso District 5 to where I'm talking about, I make farm there. There's a town that they call Charlestown, and it's surrounding.
Okay.
I make farm there.
But thank you. Anyway, there are a lot of people on the line. Don't forget to play the radio game. We'll soon be drawing our winners. 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars. So if you want to be a part of the draw, just dial the playing code *799# *799#. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. You choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And you can pay the playing fee using your mobile money account, either USD account or LD account, any of those accounts that you have money on. Or better still, you can use your airtime. That is, you have to go and buy the scratch card from outside and activate it on your non-star cell SIM card, and then you play using your airtime, and you automatically enter the draw, and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars shortly on the show. So do that, and of course, you might just be one of our 40 winners. Let's go back to the lines: 0777-771-075, 0555-101-075. Let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, I'm Fakoli from this.
Okay, let's hear you.
You know, the position is very much interesting. When I hear people talking that President Weah will come back into power, you know, it can really surprise me. But the fact that President Weah went into the race for 4 times, while only one he was fortunate. The chance was given to him by the native Liberian to see if the capability to run this nation. But unfortunately, when he came to power, he showed us that he's incapable. He was at a failure. With their ideology, do you think when the people give me another chance again to run? One. Another one again, those that he put into power and they pocketed, they invested a lot of money. They are the one encouraging again because the little funding that they got at the time, the way he is going to get into power, in that he will bring them into power so that they will invest in the Liberian family. You get it, right?
Okay.
So, I will tell Javier to observe for another 10 years to observe the political climate. Other than that, he will be doing it at his own detriment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Okay, we lost that person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Lower the volume of the radio, please.
Yeah, this is Asana Kuma calling from Kabata.
Lasana, let's hear you.
Yeah, what we tell our former president, when president we are analyzed, and then the people don't want for money. Now we election in this country again. This is your popularity.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. All right. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Let's hear you.
Okay. I'm Jonathan calling from Ghana.
Jonathan, what's your last name?
Merci.
Okay, go ahead.
On the field of play, football field of play, when a particular player is not doing well, the spectators can ask the coach to replace him. To be frank. At the same time, when you are performing well and the coach wants to substitute you, you are the spectators. No one knows.
So
that on the field of play.
Yeah, so we relating this to the case of President Josh Weah. Okay, he wasn't performing well, and he was replaced by Joseph Boakai, the current president. Now, so now that he's in the private sector, we're playing going practice to even perform well, that the Liberian people will look at and put him back.
Thank you very much. All depends on the performance of Jesus Network Blessing. All depends on the performance of Jesus Network Blessing.
Jesus, I know what you mean by Jesus Network Blessing.
JNB for short.
Oh, okay.
So long the machines are in town, and JNB continues to perform his duties. Look for now. For example, people are trying their best to fit the roads from Sano to Morovia. And people are then confessing, and they are being saying the truth, that they take 1 day to come from Sano to Morovia. The first time it used to be 2 to 3 days before they land in Morovia. So if JNB, Jesus Network Blessing, continues in this trend, I beg you, my brother, there will be no life for John Weah to come back.
Oh,
very serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Network Blessing.
Thank you very much. Let's hear this break. Good morning, your name, and so we'll talk to callers until the end of the program. Good morning, your name, and where you join us from?
Good morning,
Good morning, let's hear you. There's a noise in your background. There's a terrible sound in your background.
Is it okay?
Better now, better. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much this morning. You know the issue that you just put, that you are just calling to be our view. From my end, you know, when you are on a team and you are not there, time of practices, you are not there performing. For the coach, thanking you, and you then begging the coach to put you on the field. And the coach has tried in a particular tournament, and you did not perform, and the coach decided to just put you down. You think that coach will favor you anymore? And even when the coach put you down, type of practices, you are not performing. You see the coach will put you back on the field. You wouldn't be in a team now. You wouldn't be in a team now and be a practice player. The coach will not put you back. So the issue with President Weah, he was not prepared. He was very lucky. The point where he did not perform, and he took it off. So you think they will put him back? Then they won't dream out.
Okay.
So
But they come about the player depending on the other player on the field play.
Yeah.
One coach is taking ball for this.
So Yeah. I mean, you give a good scenario, but Choco also is bringing a very good analysis because they coming back of that player who has not performed. It depends on the other players who are playing on the field. If the other players who are playing on the field are injured, you can put the other player who has not been performing in.
That player, that is another player who they are trying to get back on the bench and talk about it very clearly. He's not performing.
Thank you now. Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. This is Martin Flecker Jr. calling from Joseph.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the discussion. My brother, let me tell you, like when people are very different set of people, when people don't understand in the continent of Africa.
Oh, but man, are you talking about that?
For Liberians to decide and remove George Manuel Weah for the term, they go election. It was screamed to everybody in the world. It shocked the world. So Liberians are people who give you a chance to prove yourself. If they know that they can't find anything in you, that thing you're doing, come back, fall back, or they back, stay back. It's just a formality. Let me tell you, don't look at that crowd. We saw crowd during election time. People thought that John will actually win the election. Liberian people are decisive. The people are the real want change. I hear people saying people are passing to PSW Johnson. They don't want for somebody to sell. Everyone in Liberia want to go Kigali right now. Kigali is the funniest city in Africa.
Cleanest, not funniest.
So the cleanest. Let me say that. Sorry, the cleanest city in Africa. Everyone want to go there. But how? We need to change our mind, our mentality. People say they stop people from going to the street and that. Motorbikes be running for yourself. For you to ensure no back, when anything happen that you will have benefit of it. Wear helmet so you can die or terminate death. So your people can suffer. People are saying those things are wrong. Even if the player that on the field right now is not playing better, like when people will not look at the two players because they already know how they can play. So thank you very much. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll take just one more call and call this discussion a day. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you. Your name and where you join us from?
Thank you. This is Robert Avigo. I do join you from the travel market area.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, Yadeku, I just want to reference to the first caller on the program that he should also get a mind that CDC have never won election by themselves.
Okay.
Never. The only time they could win election in 2011 was the time 2017, rather 2017 was the time they merged with three political parties. And when they coming back, those parties that you were winning, most of them have used it already.
Okay. Thank you. We don't have the luxury of time. We are already out of time. So we have to go home. Thanks to all of you for your listening role. Those of you who called in would like to appreciate you. It's 1 minute up to 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock we have new summary coming up. But choke on test before we take leave of you. Let's do this quick call to one of our winners of the radio game. Yep. So if you play the radio game, we've already done the job while the calls were coming. So we are calling at least one or two of the winners before we take leave of you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Did you play the radio game?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And have you seen any text message in your phone?
No, not yet.
Check it out. There should be a text message, and you are one of our winners. Congratulations. Okay, you've won 2,500.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Quickly, let's see whether we can talk to this other person, one of our winners here also, just before we take leave of you. You are listening to the Today Show. If you played the radio game, congratulations. 40 persons walking away with 2,500 Liberia and Dallas. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name? Okay, so did you play the radio game?
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations. You are one of our winners. Have you seen any text message in your phone yet?
Yeah.
And how much? How much did you win?
2,500.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, enjoy your money.
Thank you.
Okay, so folks, that's it. That's all the time we have to be here. Join us tomorrow when we hope to be here with another very, very fascinating edition of the Today Show. My name is Yekezi Zwobel. I've been here alongside my colleague Chokon Flaman. We will be back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.